And Martin Lewis is a man increasingly approaching the end of his tether. For months, he's been making clear what today's price hike will mean for ordinary people, and that's without even mentioning what will happen next year. He's cajoled, he's raged, he's made every argument, but the government just doesn't seem to care. On the BBC, he took things to the next level.
We've known it was going to be around £3,500 for a good couple of months or somewhere in that ballpark. And what is shocking, both for the damage that it causes people's mental health, but also for the politics of the fact. Last time we had the price cap announcement, we had the plan in place to help people before it was announced. This time, that isn't happening. This time, we were told in May, we had a prediction. This time, there's no help in place today. We're being told we have to wait. And I am seeing such terrible panic out there from people saying, how will I afford to pay my bills? And you have Ofgem calling for more government intervention. You have businesses calling for more government intervention. You have the energy trade bodies calling for more public intervention. You have consumer groups calling for more public intervention. I am begging and praying and pleading that there is more government help for this winter so that people will not, and the poorest, and this is not catastrophizing, it is a catastrophe, that people will not die because of this winter. And we need to know now what extra help will come in. Because remember, the government announced help in May based on a price cap from October until April of £2,800. Well, we now know in October it's £3,549 for somebody on typical use. And in January, it's currently predicted to go up to around £5,300 for someone on typical use, because we now have a 3-monthly changing price cap. That should never have changed, but it has changed. And that January prediction, we are 7 months through the 10-month assessment period. So that is pretty robust. It won't be exactly that, but it will be in that ballpark. We don't know from April onwards, but for the January one, we're pretty certain. So we are thousands of pounds short for the most vulnerable of money just to enable them to survive through this energy crisis. And I pray that the new Prime Minister, when they come in, and we should have heard this earlier, but we're not there now, that they put proper help in place for the most vulnerable.
That is such a powerful line. This is not catastrophizing. This is a catastrophe. Harriet, where does Martin Lewis go next? Because the government clearly isn't listening.
To be honest, I'm a bit worried for this guy. He looks like he's going to go off the edge pretty soon. He looks really stressed. And I mean, I don't blame him. His career is trying to help people save money and, make those differences in their lives against a really awful system that we live in. He makes a fair point, and he's singing the cause for us. He's doing a good job, but also I think it's interesting that we're hearing from him. And there are a considerable amount of people that we never hear from. And that is a layer of British society that we really, really hear from who live on the breadline. And they're kind of hidden behind this mirage of acceptability in British culture, which means that many folk carry on as if austerity had been nothing but deadly. And you know what? If someone did go onto the television in those news shows that he does, and explain their experiences and explain what they're living through and explaining the sacrifices that they're making, they'd probably be mocked as being either thick or a chav or someone that makes bad lifestyle choices. Now, when we don't hear from those people who are most affected, the middle classes can close their ears and keep voting Tory and pretend nothing that's happening. So many people will be pushed further and further into the poverty this year. The government has no clue what that's like. They will have no clue what it's going to be like to suffer this winter. I don't have children, right? Imagine being a parent this winter who has to watch their child shivering and crying because they're so cold.